Hello, my name is JOCELYN Donovan. I am the CPNP for Niwasa-Kindaswin-Teg. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we are going to talk about soothing methods. So, what to do when your bundle of joy is not being joyful. Life with a new baby is hectic. You are not sleeping properly, you have to keep a little human alive all day, and sometimes they seem to cry for no reason. So, what do we do in this situation? You've fed your baby, they're not too hot or too cold, and they don't need to sleep yet. So, why are they crying? And what can you do? It's hard to know why newborns can cry for hours for no reason. My oldest used to cry and be fussy and grumpy from about 4 p.m. till 1 a.m. every day. We called it colic, but you can also call it the purple hour or the witching hour. There's lots of different names for the phenomenon. So if you look online, you will read 10 different articles that give you 10 different explanations for why babies can be colicky. To be honest, there's no current medical or scientific explanation for why some babies cry at the same time every day. Right now, we just don't know. Here's what we do know. Usually, colic lasts from about the 4th week to about the 12th week of their lives. By 6 months, most babies will stop their scheduled fussiness. Sometimes changing your diet will help if you're breastfeeding, but sometimes it doesn't. In the end, you can try cutting out this food and that food. You can try chiropractors or homeopathic remedies, but the only thing that I found really helped was time. Eventually, this phase will pass. Unfortunately, some babies are just colicky, and even if your baby isn't colicky, chances are they will cry and fuss for no obvious reason at some time. All babies fuss. So how do we get through this phase? We soothe, we take breaks, we walk away. That's all we can do. So first, let's talk about soothing. There are lots of different ways to soothe your baby. There are simple methods like bouncing, rocking, walking, and lightly swinging your arms. Motion helps babies calm. Try putting them in a stroller and going for a walk, or even hopping in the car and going for a drive. I would take my oldest for drives all the time. It was the only way that she would go to sleep for a while. And it felt like a break because at least I wasn't holding her. Baths are another great way to soothe baby. For some reason, babies are very soothed by warm water. Maybe because it reminds them of our waters in our uterus before they're born. So, you can absolutely get infant bathtubs, but if you don't have that resource, you can use your bathtub or your sink and just fill up a little bit of water. You don't want it to come up over their ears. Just a centimeter or 2 of water is safest, since they will just be lying down on their backs. It is very important to always supervise your baby in the water. You can't walk away even for a minute or 2. Newborns can drown in an inch of water. I also found white noise very soothing for my colicky babies. You can get white noise machines, little gadgets that play a white noise. You can also, on your phone, download white noise apps for free. That's what we would use a lot when we were in the same room as baby. And you can put on a fan or run the tap for a while. That can help too. Baby swings can be pricey, but you can often find them secondhand. And they were essentially the only way I could put down my babies for the first few months. They loved being held, and they loved the swing, and that was it. So we would put them in the swing for a little while, and they would calm down so I could do dishes, or sweep up, or, my gosh, even have a shower. But they are not safe sleeping spaces, and you have to supervise your baby while they are in the swing. It is not safe to leave the room for extended periods of time if your baby is in a swing. But now, let's talk about you. How are you doing? Because we can talk all day about how to calm a baby, but let's remember that it's work. You've been feeding and walking and bouncing and singing and driving this little bean around for hours. Are you exhausted? Are you crying now? Are you drained? And are they still crying? If your baby is fed and safe and you need to take a break, walk away. Take a break. You can call a friend or a family member to come over and hold baby and walk with them, or watch them for a while so you can, get a real break and take a nap or have a shower. But if you don't have anyone that you can call right now, then put baby down in a safe place like the crib and walk away. I know it sounds counterintuitive. You think, well, but my baby's crying. I have to be with my baby when they're crying. But the fact is that if you are not in a place where you can calmly help your baby, then you can't help your baby. The only way you can help them is by being calm yourself. If you are angry or agitated, and you feel like you might be at risk of taking that out on the baby, the best thing you can do is walk away. Good moms, walk away. It's true. There were times that my baby was crying for hours and hours and hours, and I barely slept, and I felt like I was losing it a little bit. And I would have a thought of like, if I could just put my hand over their mouth and just make it stop. And I thought, oh, wow, nope, I can't do that. That is not a healthy thought. And so if I got to that point, I would put baby in the crib and walk away and take a minute to myself, because your baby will forgive you for walking away and taking a minute, but you won't forgive yourself if you hurt your baby. So take a break, walk away. Baby will be fine. I promise. Babies who are extremely fussy or colicky are at a much higher risk of being shaken and having shaken baby syndrome. Remember, putting baby in a safe place and walking away is the safest practice. So take a moment. Breathe, stretch, listen to music, and return when you can try a new soothing method, another feed, or just some more fussy cuddles. Thank you for joining me today to talk about newborn fussiness and soothing methods. Remember, I'm always here to chat. In a post-COVID world, I would love to come by and hold your baby while you take a break or have a shower. But at the moment, we can't do that. So please, if you want to call me at the CPNP number, I would love to chat. We can talk about soothing methods. We can talk about why your baby might be fussing, or you can just complain, because I'm also here just to listen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Goodbye.